how is the TikTok doing? Did it change at all? I mean, I saw it got some more likes, right?
Oh.
Those likes came through delayed on my side, Leo, so I actually think they were directly from you reposting the video.
Oh, is that how it works? If a person reposts a TikTok and people like... Oh. Yeah, I guess that's how it works. Because when you repost something, when you repost a TikTok, it's not like you post it on your page. No, it's just that your followers get that TikTok because you reposted it. So, yeah, sure, that makes sense.
I'm so confused. Live?
That's how it works.
Oh. So I think we're live on YouTube. And I have a stream URL, but when I paste it in, it tries to open VLC, and then VLC says it can't open the stream. So...
Whoa, we did get a whole bunch of likes.
Also, like... Is it not... OBS is not working for some reason. Oh,
What is happening?
Oh, man. I'm trying to get YouTube streaming, and OBS is basically not allowing me to do it. I think I'm hitting, like, my memory limit, so I'm going to have to, like, close my browser and stuff. Let's see if I close all these things. Then close OBS.
Okay.
Hi, Christina.
Hi,
Hello, Christina. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Christina.
Hi. It took me a moment to get Discord going. New computer. Okay.
Okay, I'll look it up later. I'll talk to my old head of marketing and see if she has any insight on this, because that doesn't make any sense to me.
Agreed. All right. Charlie, are we good to go?
Yes, I'm just writing a LinkedIn post about our stream, so maybe people will join it.
Okay. Martin, do you have anything cool you want to show us this week?
Yeah, I've been working in four levels. I can start sharing screen with the first one. Give me a moment.
And nice to meet all of you over video.
Nice to meet you, Christina.
Same. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, I see it. Can everyone else see it?
Yes.
Okay. So the idea of this was to have this level to maybe the player could use that mechanic of feeding the ships with the flowers, but we were talking about a little bit with Charlie of how we can make that mechanic works.
Oh my gosh. What happened?
Yeah.
Why are there sheeps are... Oh, Leo, I remember we saw this bug with you, Leo, before.
Yeah, I thought you had corrected it. Like last time you streamed, there was no such... Oh, I guess you never actually worked on it. I guess...
Never did.
We reached the conclusion that it was just a rendering, like a specific rendering issue, right?
Yeah, Martin, do you always see this bug on your...
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm always
great.
So...
Okay. Well, we'll fix it.
It should be fixed?
It should be fixed. It is not currently fixed. We'll work
okay.
on it. Everybody just ignore the black lines coming out of the sheep, and then we can talk about the, the mechanics.
Martin's like, this is normal. This is what it always looks like.
Yeah, I've been working with these lines all week, so I'm just used to it. So yeah, maybe the player will we go through that small area. This is like a more
So this is
larger area.
this is the first level. Did you start from the beginning, and did I miss that?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
that in the house.
I love this level. It's like it feels really fun just to like go between these areas. We're obviously gonna add more sheep, more numbers and stuff. Yeah, we've been talking about what mechanic to do for the sheep, and we're gonna have a staff that they follow, but they only follow it according to a certain rule. And I was thinking like counting could be cool, and maybe the staff is like it's like an enchanting staff that like reverberates somehow in the sheep, like they follow it if they're the right number. And so the whole point of this level is like getting the sheep to eat flowers of the right number so that they become the right number, so you can herd them all into the gondola, basically. That was
Oh, that's so cool.
Thank you.
Martin, do you want to show off the other levels in the sequence?
Yeah.
Wait, did you show the
Yeah,
HQ yet?
The which one?
The factory HQ?
No. Do you want me to go there first?
Oh, I love the bridges. That's so cool with the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Every time
always
I
I want
think I'm getting
to.
somewhere with the
Yeah.
level builder, then you show a new level, and I'm like, never mind. I'm just gonna keep mine hidden.
It feels like Banjo Kazooie in a really nice way, like that opening. shot
Yeah.
where you feel optimism, and I love the
Yeah.
new direction of sharing the sheep. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's a sustainable
I
sheep
can
harvesting
go-
practice.
Where is it? Do you want me to go to the HQ? think I can go.
Yeah. Factory HQ.
Here.
Oh no, I meant
Maybe.
the opening level.
Yeah, but you can go here. Sorry. Yeah. This is like you take the bus and you're here.
Okay. So this is like when you get to parts of the game that you're not able to pass because you don't have a big enough number or you don't have enough resources. That's when you're introduced to the factory farming mechanic, where you have to create the method in which you can pass, which is to create a bunch of numbers of some type. And this is like the factory headquarters, a subsidiary of MathBreakers HQ. And it kind of walks you through like, okay, you're going to see a sheep. They're going to eat some numbers. Once they eat the numbers, they're going to go through the sheep shearer prototype. And then once they're done, they will get sheared and a number will come out and the sheep will come out unharmed. Unless the remainder is 0. Never let the remainder be 0 or the sheep will be lost. And sheep are a valuable resource and we care deeply for their souls. So try not to make remainders of 0.
Well, then they just get lost.
I
in
think
the
we need like a disclaimer when they start this level. No sheep were harmed in the
No,
process
sheep
of
are
this
harmed.
level.
They're findable in the wild if you really tried to look, and maybe they're not even there. They've gone off wandering. How about?
We need to have one of those days since a sheep incident 0.
It'd be really great when you go through the door, if it's a yes or no, to have some, fun sound effect as you walk through. I mean, we've probably all thought about that. But...
What sound effect are you thinking about?
Oh, when you get through in the sheep shearing level?
Or I mean, you were saying when you go through the doorway.
Yeah. Yeah, through the doorway. Well, we were talking about what music could be, and it could be along a theme that sounds triumphant, that mixes with the music.
Oh yeah, it would be cool to have some like slightly hokey, slightly chiptune, like chippy, upbeat kind of music that it just kind of builds as you go through the sheep level, and then when you get to the factory level, the final level of the sheep series, it's like really kind of banging. That'll be cool. That'll be awesome. Okay, so you go through this. This is like your introduction to it. Then you go to the first level that Martin showed, which is that it's just teaching you how to get the sheep fed. And then I was thinking we'd have an automated staff on a track, so you don't have to lead them anywhere. It's this thing just goes around, kind of like those dog race chickens that go around, and the sheep just follow it if they're the right number. That's this level. And then once they are the right number and they all follow it and you get to like 10, you have to collect 10 of them or whatever. Then in the next level, you get to herd the sheep. So it's building you up one level at a time so you can understand all the mechanics.
Here.
Yeah, so this one is like, okay, there's some sheep that have been lost around different places. Go grab this staff. And and so here it's a similar looking vibe, and you take your staff, you go out, you feed the sheep, and then they follow you, and then the sheep all get into the cable car, and once you have enough, they will the cable car will get
Here.
It's just a cube for now. Imagine it's like a sheep pen,
Yeah,
something
like that.
where you can see the sheep inside it. Yeah, and you do
It's easy to find the sheep with the black lines, so
It's cheating. Come on. Yeah, I love this little stone bridge as well. It's just like, yeah, it's awesome.
The levels are looking so great.
yeah.
Find a little sheep behind. Yeah. Very cool. And then, after you've learned how to herd the sheep, and you get them all herded, then it takes you to like the next level. Is that the first day on the job level?
No, it's the shearing station.
Ah, the shearing station. Yeah. Can
Yeah.
you take us there?
Yep.
I wonder where.
This.
I love these level names. My sheep won't stop eating.
Yeah.
First day on
I'm being a little more creative with the names.
It's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This looks like, very cool. So the sheared numbers will go into there, I guess. And yeah, you're gonna grab the staff,
Yeah.
which
Exactly.
yeah, you'll be holding a staff. And I was thinking like when you want the sheep to follow you, you might like click the mouse and the staff will be like kind of like a shaman. And
Yeah.
and then all the sheep will it'll cause them to follow you basically. Oh yeah, this this animation. I love this. Zoop. Yeah. Okay, so here you're putting together the three mechanics now, where you modify the flowers. All these mushrooms are supposed to be number flowers. We just haven't done it.
Yeah.
We're gonna work on that, and then you get all the flowers with the right number. The sheep eat them to become the right number. You use your staff to bring the sheep over to this shearing station. They go in. No sheep are harmed as long as remainders are not 0. And then they go into here, and you start collecting numbers. So this is kind of putting all those mechanics together. Very cool. Oh, there's multiple shearing stations. Okay, cool. We should number them. They should have serial numbers. Machine 2, machine 3 or something. Yeah. This is looking really cool. Okay, and then shall we go on to the factory level?
Look, the final. First day.
Quick question: is that still a placeholder model for the shearing station?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because they still look like sausage makers.
I think it's kind of cool that they look like sausage makers, but
But you're giving the wrong message to children.
I want them to.
Disclaimer.
For me, it looks like a candy.
Christine, are you
Christina,
talking?
there's no sound coming out.
Yeah, you may be muted, or can you talk? We can't hear you.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Oh, hey. I hear you now.
All this time I was talking and no one could hear me? Man, I'm sorry. I was saying we should have happy noises when you succeed with the sheep. And I was also going to mention there's this silent film that I love. It's one of my favorites. and it's a sausage factory, and people bring in various dogs. They are turned into sausages in a machine that looks a lot like that.
Oh, no.
And then people come back and ask for the sausages to be turned back into dogs. I think it's called Dog Patch. It's like a 1912 film. Anyway,
Somewhat dark.
you know. But yeah, it was mostly what I was saying is celebratory noises.
I think it's cool to have. What if the machine still looks that shape, but it's glass, so you can see the sheep going in, and then an action is taken to the sheep.
Yeah.
Because there is the possibility of zeroing out the sheep if you do it wrong, which I think is kind of cool. It makes you want to not zero them out, because then you lose your resource, and if you get 3 0 outs, then you get put on probation, and you have to go through the obstacle course again, and through a rehabilitation sheep treatment rehabilitation camp.
So how do you know what sheep were successful versus not?
If the shearing is successful, so the shearing is basically dividing out numbers. So if you put a 12 sheep in and the shearing station is a 10, it will shave off a 10, and the sheep will be remainder 2. That's the remainder. If you did a 22, it would shave off 2 10s, and the sheep would be remainder 2. It's like you're taking the modulus, or the remainder, right, of the sheep. If you were to take a 20 sheep into the shearing station of number 10, it would shave a 10 off, shave another 10 off, and there would be no sheep left over. And that would be sad. Yes. Okay, show us this
Okay.
entryway.
So you probably missed my compliment earlier of the levels are looking great.
We did hear that.
So,
Ah,
okay,
thank
you
you.
did. I don't know why my audio cut out.
Well, you get the helmet and you.
I feel like the way you've designed it is really intrinsically understood. So
Thank you.
yeah, good job.
Imagine there's decontamination
Yeah.
particles. Okay.
I have to let my dog out.
Okay, so now you're inside the factory. There's the numbers coming in that have been sheared off the sheep, and they're going to do different things. That's a splitter.
Yeah, the waypoint is not.
Hey, is he walking through walls?
Yeah.
Oh, the funnel is full. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
the negative shower doesn't work currently. Sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot
no
I broke it
problem.
and forgot to fix it. Is that a giant lever?
Yeah.
Pull the lever.
Oh, the lever croc.
Wait. We have animated levers,
He did it with
or
the
is that
cinematics.
just? Of course
I
it did.
with the cinematic direct.
Maybe we go an Alice in Wonderland route where it says "Pull me."
Yeah, I love it.
Anyway.
They should be maybe reversible as well. You check it the other way and it recloses the thing, but yeah. Really cool. Okay, so
Yeah.
you made a giant number. But for what purpose?
Yeah, this should.
Well, you gotta help Hex, who's been trapped by pirates but escaped and is giving you intel.
Yeah. I haven't really shared with the team any of that stuff, Christine.
Oh,
Christina, do you want to... I was thinking we could go to MathBreakers HQ, because that's when you'll meet Hex, and then we could talk through some of the story.
absolutely, that'd be great.
Okay.
And did you like the character sheet?
Yes. Very cool.
Okay, good,
I'll drop it in the chat so everybody can see it.
cool.
Let's see.
The one thing I was missing is I didn't throw the concept art in there, but
I'll do it from my mobile because I'm worried about...
and she might be a little too earnest in the monologue I wrote, but I wanted to get the gist across, and then I can make it a little bit more too cool for school. But
I love how you added Agonal as her last name.
that came out. She's like, your name's Hex. I'm like, oh, how do we make that mathematical? So her last name is Hexagonal. Hexagonal. So
Okay, let's see.
It takes it away from witchy and into geometry, you know?
Wait, it's
She's a
not.
woman with many sides.
Oh, here we go.
I think that'd be a fun naming convention if we did that all across too. Like if there was like a kind of wink wink math thing for every character.
I love she can say that's clean if you do the math problem like really well, and then she can go that's
Yeah.
cursed if you do it wrong, because we always see kids doing like -5, -5, -5, +4 to get to some number, and they can say like that's cursed.
Haha.
Okay, I've got those. I'm gonna paste
I
in
like
the
that.
chat in just a moment. How do I do technology? Files. No. Photos. Okay, character sheets are posted in the chat.
Cool.
So for the uninitiated, actually we did talk about this a little bit a few weeks back, but basically when you start the level and you're getting off the bus, there's a lot of ambient, kids running around, there's a loudspeaker, get ready for MathBreakers training and stuff. And Hex is basically a MathBreakers recruit just like you, except she's a little more advanced. So she kind of comes to help you through training, give you tips and things like that. And we're going to have a video, one of those video UIs pop up where she's like talking to you via video phone, basically, so she can pop up and say things at any time. And that was as far as we've gotten really with the story development of Hex until yesterday when Christina and I were jamming on what to do with that. And so I think she's going to become a pretty integral part of the story. Christina, do you want to talk about what happens with Hex after the initiation?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me run through the character sheet because this is the sort of sheet I'd make for casting. So, her name is Hex, and her last name's Aganal, but we don't need to know that. She's 14, so she's just like a few years ahead of you with a little bit more knowledge. Her personality is she's a veteran math breaker with 2 more of experience than the player. She feels like the cool older kid who introduces you to underground music, hidden math tricks, and secret ways of seeing the world. Dry, understated, and effortlessly competent. She speaks with the deadpan confidence of Daria, but beneath that is the quiet curiosity and warmth from Zoe Deschanel, from Anita and Almost Famous. Do you remember that scene where she puts on the record for her brother and she's like, you have to get out of here, but first, here's how to listen to my illicit records. So I was trying to conjure that. Okay, she delights in discovering mathematical exploits and subversive shortcuts, treating every theorem like a hidden cheat code. She prefers black clothes, rainy afternoons, her cat, and solving possible problems over being the center of attention. She is captured by the math pilots early in the game after she's given you some directions, so you've made some connection with her as a character. But she escapes her cell and just starts communicating with her know-how back to the player, helping them find objectives, kind of like the Ghost in Destiny. Find objectives, go forward, give the player direction, sometimes intel information that can help us move from chapter to chapter. And then I made a personal monologue for auditions. And I am not an actor, but would you like me to read it? Okay, I will. Let's just go. Okay. So this would be like if this is sort of like trying to capture the heart of her. And it's not for the game. It's for like getting the tone of the character right if we're working with a voice actor. So this is her like maybe diary. I never thought I'd be good at math. It really scared me. But everyone else just got it. Then I realized numbers don't care. They don't care if you're popular or confident or having a terrible day. Every number has a place and every problem has an answer. You just haven't found it yet. I didn't expect to join MathBreakers. I thought I was because I was the smartest. I joined because I wanted to know more. in my own way. And the more you know, the more you realize math is everywhere. It's like the whole world has these hidden mechanics, seriously. Nobody tells you about. You stop memorizing stuff and can just see it. And for me, the final part of weird tricks, breaking problems open, making ridiculously huge numbers, solving something in a way that MathBreakers Camp is definitely not expecting. I know this sounds kind of dorky, and it can be, but it can also be, I think, a superpower. Here's the part where my go-to has a hard problem. Seriously, wait until it's raining, put on some killer music, light a candle, do a few math problems. Numbers will always make sense if you let them. Anyways, enough from this diary entry. I'll leave you with my favorite math problem. K, note something that ties back to something later. Editor note.
Very good.
Does that feel like in the right spirit for the group? Any comments or critiques?
Yeah, you read her like I don't know how to say this in English. You know how American shows and movies represent like the popular girl in school? I feel like you read her like the popular girl, the blonde cool girl
No,
in school, but
that's me sucking at acting. Sorry, I want more
yeah,
deadpan.
because
I want
yeah,
that
the
gothy
bio,
deadpan.
yeah, the bio, so like this more
Secretive,
this,
not
yeah,
so wordy
exactly, yeah,
person.
exactly.
But I wanted to imbue what her motivation is in this, and I don't think that the monologue is that. But if we were sent to send it to actors to get responses back, they'd do it better than me. You know, and I will say again, not an actor, just a writer.
Charlie does some great voiceovers. You missed last week.
Oh yeah, he does multiple characters at the same time. It's amazing.
Cool, that's rad. Mhm. Dude, what if we made the overall goal to defeat the space pirates, the math space pirates? You make the bigger number. As a group, maybe. Like you can bring those characters together, but you have to contribute. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Hex gets captured, but is not a captured maiden. She becomes a super spy on the inside who could possibly take on disguises or whatever to sneak around in the space pirate diaspora. And she will help you, like, let's say, redirect missions, some random things. Maybe she throws some cool audio your way because she's a distracted tween. Um, Yeah, I don't know. And you actually gave me an idea, Charlie, and we can shoot this down. But I'm always saying everything, any character needs motivation, motivation, motivation. And some of our numbers are personified. What if a 5 just dreamed of being a 10 and you have to figure that out? Or, like a bunch of numbers really want to become prime together and you have to figure out how to get that together. Like, what if the numbers have dreams?
This is a dangerous line
I
of
don't know.
thinking that I
It's
love.
a dangerous line. We can back away from it, but
No, I love it, and I think that in general, I want to lean more into personification of numbers. Um,
yeah,
how exactly that presents itself in the game, I think will come together as we develop these mechanics. Um,
Mhm.
I think it'd be really cool for a bunch of numbers to want something. Um,
and it doesn't bother them to want to join together. It's a positive thing or a negative thing, depending on which
ah,
world we're in.
exactly. Part of the part that so Hex gets captured, but she quickly escapes her captors on the in wherever she's been captured to, but she's not able to get home. So she's like an agent on the inside, video calling you with like tips and tricks and
And
oh
maybe she's in disguise.
I've just snuck into the enemy's base's reactor core and I've noticed that they're using the number 17,003 and for some reason I think
Yeah,
that's really important. Oh, I gotta go, they're coming. And then she cuts out and that's like a hint to you or like a tip that you need that number or whatever.
yeah,
um
and you can hear someone over the thing that goes like, uh, not Mathbreaker, but whatever we name the pirates. Pirate Hex. What aren't you reporting for duty over here? And she'll be like, oh, sorry, gotta go.
yeah,
Like, it'd
exactly.
be nice if she was accepted so that we could get her into any part of the ship.
And she could be a big help in helping you make large primes for portals as well because when she was captured a portal was used, and she went to like the pirate ship or the pirate you know domain in space and she's trying to get back, like she's trying to get back to headquarters, but she can't figure out the large enough number or the right large prime number to do it. So that's kind of an ongoing tension in the game is like, oh, if only we knew what that number was and how to make it, we could get Hex home. But
Yeah,
that's an ongoing tension that we can't resolve easily.
I feel like I should also resolve this with there's a lot of gameplay mechanics that involve not personification of numbers. So we'd want to separate the numbers that have feelings. But those feelings, if they are expressed, can transfer into how people feel about the numbers. So we don't need every number talking or anything. I just want to say I don't want to break the gameplay.
Thank you for
Does that
not
make
wanting to
sense?
break gameplay. It's going to get
We
broken
are not
anyway.
we are
But
not messing with the gameplay. We are enhancing the gameplay and making sure that the narrative is almost innocuous as you go through. That's the that's the goal. It should feel not heavy, but just like something that makes sense as you traverse. So.
awesome. Do you guys want to talk about sheep mechanics? We were talking about starting some pilots later this year, and so we're on track to have these sheep levels finished and some additional levels finished for those pilots. And part of that means we need to know how do the sheep eating flowers work. Oh, and we also talked about Devin. You had two wonderful ideas that I want to share here that we can start jamming on. One is fertilizer for the flowers or other combinations of things to help things happen in the game, which are proportions of numbers. So you might need 50% water, 25% zeronium, and 25% negative twos to go into some sort of recipe to craft something, which might be fertilizer for the flowers to help them grow. So that part is really cool because now we can teach about ratios, percentages, maybe even decimals. You also had the idea separately, but we can come back to it. I just want to mention it about the number peds, the centipedes that have segments, and so each segment can be like a point one. So you could think about a little creature that has a head and a tail and a point one inside, and if you feed it additional point ones, it'll grow. It'll have like point one, point one, point one, point one, and a certain number of these could eventually get converted into a whole one. It might be 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. And so we can make puzzles around feeding these centipedes and then using them somehow to make relationships between decimal numbers and whole numbers, or fractions and whole numbers, which is really cool. I don't know if that will be a part of the sheep shearing factory farm mechanic, which I think that's the one I want to kind of to jam on. But I just wanted to mention the centipede because I think it's really cool. So yeah, I'll open up the floor. What do you guys think about how should the mechanic of going from there's some flowers, some sheep, a shearing station, and a factory, and we need that factory to make numbers at the end. That's the whole point. But how should these mechanics work in the beginning?
How silly do we want it to be?
I mean, really as silly as possible is my opinion, but
Okay. So I don't know why I'm like hearkening back to Lemmings or something. I don't know if any of you played Lemmings.
I
Yeah,
played
totally.
Lemmings. I loved Lemmings.
Yeah, I love Lemmings. So my thought is, you know how they get really excited when they get home?
Yippee!
Yee! And you
Yeah.
know, sheep shearing is kind of like a sheep going to the spa. Like they love it. It is I know some sheep shearing people in real life, and the sheep are happy to have that weight off, you know? But it also protects them from predators. These are just random facts I'm spouting about sheep. Anyway, but I think there's a silliness where you could throw them through and they get there. They're like, woohoo, hooray!
Yeah, that'd be cool. Excited sheep sounds when they get sheared. That will definitely happen.
And no sheep are lost. Some of them just go on adventures. No sheep were harmed in the making of this game.
We're gonna
Yes.
have to include that disclaimer if our sheep shearer looks like a sausage factory, and then some sheep just randomly go missing. We're gonna have to have a disclaimer. But Leo and Martin, I actually wanted to speak to you guys just very briefly. We gotta build a little bit more mathematical concept into the game for the pilot programs that we're starting. And the thing is, the fractions, the decimals, and the ratios are all sort of related to each other. I thought about something because we've got the farming and the factory level. And Leo, I know you worked on some form of farming with the flowers earlier. So, how easily could we incorporate something like giving the flower food, and we'll just call it fertilizer, but feeding something to the flower, and then the sheep feeds off the flower, and something happens like that?
Oh, it's really a new mechanic. It doesn't have much to do with what I did in the flower garden before, flower farm or garden. I never remember what we called it, but yeah, it's an entirely new mechanic, but it's doable. Something we do have is that we actually had fertilizers and pruning scissors, so that you could increment and decrement the flower's value. Because yeah, the whole idea behind the flower garden before was for you to program your pet to collect flowers and bring them to you, and you could use those numbers as ammo for your gadgets and whatnot. So yeah, again, those are not hard concepts to you know execute in the game code wise. So yeah, I really like the whole idea. I'm excited to see what we're going to do with the staff that Charlie talked about. The shepherd staff, is that what you called it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sheep herders, crook. It's called a crook.
the crook. Yeah. Yeah, I think technically it's easy to implement. It's
And
just
blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Anyway.
we talked about different songs that might happen, or the way that the sheep involved personas in the game might speak, and we thought that it might be funny for them to speak in kind of a sing-songy like country bumpkin limericky kind of way, to teach you about how to use the various parts of the sheeping. As
So
far
I went to
as
public. Oh, sorry, didn't
nope,
mean to interrupt. Oh, I was gonna say I went to public school, and for the quadratic equation, they made us memorize a song.
that
I wonder if we can use something like that somewhere. People like stick to rhymes when we're getting into more complex math problems.
I'm definitely all for rhyming. Um, yeah, and all these there will be some dialogue, right, when in all these areas. Um, in terms of the technical implementation, Devin, that you asked about, I with Leo on this one, it's fairly easy to implement, or fairly straightforward, I should say, to implement whatever mechanic we decide on. I think it's more important to think about what mechanic is going to both be easy. It has to be easy to understand and use. It has to be fun, which means whatever that means. It has to be fun to interact with it, and it has to make sense in the sense of like there's a logical flow from one end to the other in teaching you about things like counting by some number, counting by 2, 4, 6, 5, 10, 15. It has to make sense in terms of factorization and multiples. So, for example, this is one that I think is very easy for us to think about incorporating. Sheep may only want to eat numbers which are a factor of theirs. And the justification for this is that sheep love to count. And so if a sheep is a 20, it might say, oh, I could eat a 5 because 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll eat it. And now I'm a 25. I could eat another 5 because 20, 25, 30. And that way they can eat any factor. If they're a 30 and you come up with a 6, they could be like 6. Yeah, I could eat a 6 because 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. So they're always counting if they're eating a factor. So that could be a cool rule for the sheep. Yeah, that's how I was thinking about what they might eat. So you could even have the sheep like, they don't have to always do this, but if there's a flower around and the sheep is kind of, maybe the sheep can be talking too, right? And it's going, oh, this flower a 5. Well, I'm a 9. 5, 5, 9. Nope, that doesn't look delicious to me. And it comes across another 5, and it's like 5, 10. Oh, I like this one, and it's like 5, 10. It eats it, it becomes a 10. So we can put some personality into that.
That's really cool. It made me think like they have preferences, so they can say, I don't care for that. I love this one. And you could figure out why through the mathematical thing that needs to get solidified through someone else explaining why that works. You know?
I'd love to show not tell as well. So it might be cool
Yeah.
to have like 2 sheep arguing. One sheep is a 9 and one sheep is a 10, and the 9 sheep is like, oh, 3s are so delicious, don't you think so? And it's like, no, I don't like 3s. You can't go up by 3s. That's ridiculous. You have to go by 5s or 2s. And the 9 says 5s and 2s. What kind of madness is this? I don't want 5s or 2s. And then once they finish arguing, the 9 sheep goes on to eat 3s, and it just grows by 3s, and the 10 sheep goes on to eat 5s and grows by 5s. So we can show you that, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a nice visual like showing of why the sheep might eat that.
Yeah. So I will bring up that game that I don't think Charlie has played. Maybe some of you have. Have you ever played Logical Journey of the Zoombinis by
No.
Broderbund?
I didn't even
What's the
get to
name
play
again?
Lemmings. I had to Google it.
Logical Journey of the Zoombinis. So they have a whole section where you have to determine what troll likes what kind of pizza, and you have to use logic to get through it. And I don't know why, and they're all tree stumps, so I don't know why you're feeding tree stumps to pizza, but it's that kind of world. And I just love I can still hear the VO, like the guys, if you give him something, he's like, ew, yuck, I don't eat that. And I'm like, oh, we'll fix it. So having like a little bit more extreme emotion in it is pretty fun. Or they're like, I love it. You have made my entire life. You know.
When is that game from? When do you know it from? Is it
So
like 90s or
it is 90s.
2000s?
I played it when I was a little kid, and sorry, backstory, I guess. I finished it. Like, you're supposed to get all the Zimbinis all the way from Zimbini Island to the end. And I did that, and nothing happened. And then I got to MIT and joined the game lab, and they just hired Scott Osterweil, who's the creator of that game. He's like, "Have either of you played?" Because there's another grad student. Logical Journey of the Zimbinis. I'm like, yes. I got to the end and nothing happened, and I had saved all the Zimbinis, and there was no celebration. And he said, "Oh, we ran out of money, and we figured that if we put the numbers that high, no one would ever get there." But then the next day, like, because it was the sort of thing where you could print out a certificate that you achieved something, because it was that kind of early Mac stuff. He came back with a certificate with his co-developer saying Christina successfully saved all the Zimbinis, and she did a wonderful job. And I'm like, and he ended up being like my best boss ever. He was amazing.
Yeah,
Really?
so something that really bodes well for us is that Zombies is actually on sale on Steam for sale on Steam. And
Yeah.
they have a pretty considerable for an educational game. They actually have a pretty considerable number of reviews. So it's
Yes. So
bodes
Scott
really well for us.
does Game for Change, and I wrote him about our stuff, and he'd love to look at it also. He's like the nicest guy. He's really into musical theater and is like just so kind. So yeah.
I wanted to also talk about another thing that Devin has been working on, which is the game menus and everything. I just realized that I spent so much time setting up the stream that it's already been an hour since we started. So I wanted to check in on time. Do we have time to review that? Is everybody good to stay a little over the hour, or I just want to check in?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to go. I'm flying to San Francisco tonight, and I have a lot to get ready. But I will be available once I get there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Devin, do you want to do you want to
Just tonight.
do you want to share your screen about the UI and stuff before Christine hops
Yeah.
off?
Yeah.
Okay, so long story short, I tried to come up with 3 themes. And you'll see each of them are quite different to the other. Now they're still very much in the I'm editing them phase, but I wanted some feedback on which theme you kind of think would be the nicest for us. So this would be the. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So this would be like the load-in screen. And I like the fact that it starts in a classroom, and I like the portal black hole idea to it. This is a slight different variation thereof. The characters and things will be edited. This is almost like a draft version. So this would be the character load-in screen, where you can pick your colors and the head shape and all those things. And then this was one idea I had for the map. Charlie and I spoke, and we kind of want to introduce math terminology, so like sigma, pi, math symbols in general, and this is where we could do it. I don't know if you can tell who tried to help me make this image, and it's a little bit crowded. So if I redid it, I would remove some of these things.
No, I
'cause
think it's great. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is awesome.
Yeah, very impressed. This actually makes sense for how everyone jumps through the world. I think you did a wonderful job.
Thank you. And then this is the creator mode, with reference to the sandbox mode. Tried to keep a bit of a theme throughout, so I try to keep the cartoony character look for this one. So this is set 1. Then I took a completely different look at it, and I used the picture from our website as reference. So this would be a login screen that you would see. And then going with this theme of the artwork and everything in the background, your character screen, where you pick your character. Then this one, I'm between making it a flat map or like a book style. Because this looks a little bit more like storybook-ish to me.
I like. Okay, everyone else go. I'm the newbie here.
Well, isn't there a third version?
Yes, hold on. And this is sandbox mode. And then the third version, I'm still debating on the actual, because Charlie and I spoke about taking actual screenshots or building customized levels for screenshots for the load-in. So this background picture isn't the one I would really go with, but I couldn't decide which level I wanted. But now that I saw the one sheep level, I like that one for a load-in screen. This one is a playground that someone made when they were figuring out how everything works on the game. And then this is what the map would look like. So it's a play off the earlier one, but it's a little bit more flat. The only thing is it made it a little bit too square all the time, and our trees don't look like that, so I'd replace that. And then this would be the creator mode, the sandbox mode.
Oh yeah.
So,
So
Oh,
Wow.
wonderful work.
yeah, they all look really good, like for their own specific reasons. But
Hmm.
speaking about like specifically a children's game, I feel like the first set is the best, even though it's the most AI like. But again, I know we're going to edit them. We're
Yeah,
actually going to
need
manually make
to.
them. So I'm just abstracting that out. Okay.
Yeah.
So I really like the first set for children's game. Speaking as somebody who's played children's game until a little bit too late in their life. Um, um, the only criticism I have on the first set, can you maximize the first photo or
Yes.
even the second one, or even the second one? Um, is the ironically the presence of children. I don't think as a child I wanted the feeling of playing a child's game. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Like the elements that attracted me as a child were the fantastical elements in the game, and having this, oh, these are like small how teenage uh books for teenagers like Hunger Games and Harry Potter, that teenagers
Mm.
never behave like teenagers. That's the thing,
Yeah.
right? They never look or behave like teenagers.
That's a good point. I'd add like if they had camp. This is just like extra, um, I don't know, structural work. But if they all were wearing the same camp shirts, like everyone is a math breaker, so they have a consistent grouping they're in because they're all at camp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I almost feel like this screen is the best for teachers because a
Yes.
teacher a
Mm.
teacher would see this and be like, "Oh, I can lead my kids on this cool adventure." Um, I kind
And
of agree
randomly,
with
I kind of want to make the new game and load game green because it feels like growth.
Yeah, the colors are highly editable. That's very easy. It's more the is this the feel we're going for? Like this is our load-in screen. This is the first thing they're gonna see. Um, once they're on the load-in screen.
Oh, so I do think I love the layout. I really think you're on the right track. I had a really weird idea that we can all shut down if you want. But I thought it might be fun in that numbers poster background to do
Yeah.
stuff like all those calculator jokes you make when you're in middle school, like please.
boobies.
And we're not going to do boobies, but
This
you
is one.
know, but like innocuous things that we could put in there that are like 4 letters that are silly.
Yeah, I like that
There.
idea.
Can you jump to
I
the
went with
other?
leaks, not boobies.
um, who said that? I don't even know. Can you go to the other load-in screens, the other options?
Sure.
This
There's this
one.
one.
Well, this is kind of the sign-in screen, which is different than the load-in screen, right?
Yeah, this would be similar to like a new game login. Um, this one I just made a little bit more from scratch.
Okay.
So, and then there's this one which I couldn't find a background image that I quite liked. So I went with the rockets in the HQ, but if we were going to use that, I would definitely edit it far more. Make it a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more colorful, a little bit more inviting, essentially. I even thought of maybe using Martin's classroom level, and putting similar to the first one with the black hole or the portal, where you can transfer into the MathBreakers universe, where it looks like you're leaving the classroom. But
Yeah.
this is all
Yeah.
up highly for debate. This is why we wanted to do it with the team, because 5 brains are better than 1.
Sometimes. Oh, I
I
just want to bring up Charlie and I had this conversation, and one of the things I like about the new story direction is it removes the sense of urgency, so it's not like you have to solve math problems quickly. You can solve them at your own pace, but then when we go through the chapters, we can end with a big cliffhanger that does create urgency to get the next chapter.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll also bring up I'm not sure Castles looks like the MathBreakers headquarters.
Yeah, the medieval theme on the second one is
And it
new to
doesn't
me.
match.
MathBreakers in general, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like the general layout of the two characters and the distance. Like I feel like that's evocative of an adventure, but it should feel
Yeah.
more like I think a camping adventure. And it should match the art in that first screen with the characters. But I like the layout. I think the layout's gorgeous.
I think we should ask Martin to design MathBreakers HQ exterior.
Oh, that would be helpful,
Yeah, I can
right?
do that.
Yeah,
And then
because
we can make everything consistent. Because if you see the castle and you're like, "Where's the castle?"
yeah, the castles are places you go to. Those are kingdoms that you're flying to. Maybe they're a little less developed or whatever, or from a different time. But they're not a part of the MathBreakers center universe. Is like more like a modern playground, whereas the castles are like places you would go to, but they're not integral to the brand. Yeah,
Got it. Cool.
I love this character select here. This one really makes me feel like I'm about to play with some numbers, and that's really cool.
This is actually one you suggested for the character screen, is being in the playground, which means you've already left the classroom kind of vibes. You're now going on your adventure.
Yeah, this is really cool. And I like a lot. I like all of the sandbox ones that you had for different reasons. Can you go to the last sandbox one that you
Yeah.
had, where
I just
there's
say I love it too. This is great.
yeah, yeah, this one. I this to me is the best one of the sandbox
Yeah.
like screens to get you started. I would almost want it to be even more of a vista. So you're kind of standing here on a vista over your construction that's maybe, a size 3. If it could be a size 5 or 6, where you can see more stuff going on, like bigger stuff in the background that you're building, that would be even cooler. And I love like the crane with the number. I think this is the winner for the when you go to the creator mode.
This looks wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost want to redesign our level editor to look like this.
So, Leo, I almost want to feed off what you said earlier. Is you want something vibrant, you want something that looks like gaming. Does this still feel gaming?
Feels jobby. Does that make sense? I know it's not a word, but does that make sense to
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I think that
Well,
might help. Charlie just said zoom it out and put more stuff in it so it looks a bit more exciting. You can see more parts to it. So it's still creative.
we could accessorize it with some signage. Never underestimate signage. We can put up some signage that says "Do not enter," and you just are like, whatever, break those rules.
Yeah, definitely. Tell a teenager that can't do something, that's exactly what they're gonna do.
I'd love to see some Tonka trucks in the background too, like
Yeah,
some dump
never
trucks and
underestimate.
stuff.
Exactly. Never underestimate how much you can do with some very cheap signage.
Something that I strongly remember from playing children's game especially the younger I was, like 5, 6 years old, was admiring the menus for the questions they made me ask myself. Not like philosophical questions, just like, hey, what's this for? Like, when am I gonna sorry, when am I gonna see this in game? And I never saw it, and it wasn't for anything. It just made me think, hey, maybe it was cut for time content, maybe, but it was just something the developers put in there. It had no functional value, but it attracted me as a child so much that I just spent minutes or maybe hours thinking about it, right? And the first set of images, they evoked that sentiment in me. This one, the third one, I don't know. I don't know. I just it feels more like something in game, more like screenshots from the actual game. Does that make sense?
Can we look at the other two sandbox screens?
So I do have to take off because I'm getting on a plane in 2 hours. But
Okay.
I just wanted to end with one final thought I had, which was say you're combining numbers and it could change on context, like for the sheep specifically, or for the negative numbers, they celebrate when they get bigger. So if you combine them, they get happy noises.
That could be
Nice number.
cool. That I feel like to yes and that if numbers make very subtle happy noises when they're small and getting slightly bigger, and bigger ones when they get bigger and bigger, that could very
Ooh,
easily morph into when it becomes prime, that little giggle that it normally has is just slightly louder and then it's alive. Like it's a nice prelude into a number actually springing to life.
well, that's wonderful.
Thank you very much
All
for
right,
joining us, Christina.
all
Hope
right,
to see you
fellow
again soon.
devs.
We do this every week, so
And wait, can I ask you all where you're from? I'm just interested before I go.
Brazil.
Argentina.
I'm on the East Coast, but I'm originally from South Africa.
I thought so. But where on the East Coast?
Virginia.
Cool. Awesome.
I'm in Austin, originally Alabama.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you mine as well.
Yes.
Everyone else?
I know, but I won't spoil it.
Okay.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Boston, but also from California. And I have a confusing background. I lived in Australia for 3 years.
Oh.
And London for like a year. I don't know.
People
took
sometimes
the-
confuse my accent for Australian. I either get
Yeah.
British or I get Australian.
I
No,
actually thought you were Australian when I first met
I
you.
picked up the South African because my friend Jono sounds like that. So
How do you say no, Devon?
No.
Okay,
Nar.
that's not
I
Australian. Yeah, nar.
Nar. Oh, I'm a single mother with little.
well, as they say in South Africa, buy a donkey for coming. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, and I'm currently in Bend, Oregon. Will Ferrell is my neighbor. Isn't that weird?
I bought a van in Bend, Oregon. I should have come to see you, but I didn't really know you
Oh,
at
damn.
that time.
Next time. Yeah, we didn't know each other yet.
Yeah.
I'll probably move out of here soon, but yeah. All right.
Right.
I'll take off, but would everyone like to see my corgi puppy one more time?
I love corgis.
Definitely.
She's here. She chose her own name. I always make my corgis have a list. I thought she'd be a fun Pika. And eighth on the list was the word Luma, and we did it like twice. And then she decided it was the best name for her. And she's a really laid back little girl.
Uh,
She's 8 months old.
puppy.
Yeah, I'm like looking at sheep. I'm like, our corgi could herd those. That's too much work. Never mind. But yeah, she's sleepy.
Oh,
All right. It was lovely to meet you all, and I hope to meet you all in the future some more. And I'm so excited. Like, I don't know how you guys feel, but my heart feels like it's in the right place with this game. I just feel so like overwhelmed with joy working on this. So
awesome.
Yeah, we're all excited.
Same here. Yeah.
yeah. All right. I'll talk to you soon. This is like the best part of gaming. We're teaching kids how to do critical thinking math skills. Like, why should we be doing anything else? Anyway. All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
And I'll be
Bye.
right. I'm just doing a road trip down the California coast with my best friend for a bit, but there's some downtime. And also, she's a voice actor that would be willing to work for free. I asked.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, she's good. Promise. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
I wanted to look at the other. Oh yeah, this sandbox one. Yeah, I love this one too, but I want to run it past the Leo filter. What do you think?
What? What do you mean, Leo Future? I don't get it.
uh,
Oh, filter.
Yeah,
I
he means like he wants to see your opinion of it. What
Oh,
do you
okay.
think of it?
yes.
Coming from your perspective of
Am I
what you
being
said.
too critical? Is that a joke? Am
I
I
don't
being
think
too
the rest of
critical?
us are being critical enough.
Yeah.
I agree.
Listen,
I love it. I love it.
I don't know how to turn it off. Okay.
I really
Leo,
like
don't
this
even
one.
stress. We're South African. We are known around the world for being brutally honest.
So I
So,
actually love the overall creator feeling of this one, and I honestly, the storybook look, I really like it. I think it's my favorite. I could definitely be swayed in different directions, but I really like this one in particular because it's evoking in me like, oh, I'm like a almost like a god on top of this world, and I can like place things down, and I think that this image really captures that.
mm,
Yeah. I feel like if we can do that without the medieval theme,
Yeah,
no, seriously, at least in the background. Even if you are building the medieval town yourself in a sandbox, but without that in the background,
yeah, like this
that
should
would
be
be
in the context of like a futuristic, colorful MathBreakers playground, kind of like the character select with the playground, but and that should be like in the background, like that style.
mm. So between the three, or do I have to try and combine a little bit of each?
Um,
Because I could definitely make the fairy tale mode a little bit more vibrant,
yeah,
but not quite full of AI. So the colors right now are a little bit almost like dulled down, like if you had to watercolor
pastelly.
a storybook.
Yeah, it's like pastelly.
Whereas I could make it more vibrant, but using I do agree with you. I like the sandbox. I'm playing with the stuff. I'm moving it around. I like that almost visual to it. Um, but I do also have to slightly agree with Leo is that it is a little bit like I'm playing my grandparents' computer game, even though I'm from Africa and we didn't have video.
Can we look at the third sandbox mode? The other one we have in, I think it's slide 5.
This one,
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I guess I like this one the least because it has the medieval theme and I don't really get the vibe of like that I'm making stuff. It's a pretty like it's well presented, but I think I'd like almost like the aesthetic of this one, but no medieval, and the scale and setting of that other one where the actor is like placing things down.
yeah. I think I've almost got to find like the vibrance and the feel of the first set, but into the second set. And then which level layout do we like the most? Because we've got this one that is
Oh yeah. Can I share?
the only thing I don't
Hmm.
like is they're very big. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask if I could share my. Actually, I'll just drop a picture of it into the chat so you can share it. Um, let me find it here.
We've also just got to think of the ease of adding on levels in the future, how easy would it be with the graphic we've got to either, so for example, with this one, we'd have to be able to scroll the screen or something.
Well,
Um,
in my experience, if you worry about that kind of scalability too much, you will compromise yourself out of a good design. So
yeah.
I wouldn't worry about that so soon unless Charlie explicitly like, oh yeah, yeah, we're gonna have like 20 levels. Uh,
No,
unless
this
that's the case.
this area should have sections, not levels. We don't necessarily need to show every single level on that same page. This is one that I came up with. I actually drew it on a piece of paper and then asked ChatGPT to like make it into a thing, so it does look very AI. But basically, the idea here is MathBreakers HQ. You can barely see it there in the bottom left, and then this will be like the lands that you go to: Fractonia, Wholehaven. We got the factory farm, and maybe a bee and spider level, which we haven't talked about yet. And then there's also portals leading off to the back, which kind of represents these extra dimensional places that you might teleport to. And then you've also got the null corpse situation on the bottom right, and the netherworld underneath, which is like the underground stuff. Yeah,
I really like the portals vibe. That opens up a lot of opportunity.
I feel
Yeah,
like
the
this.
style is more MathBreakers
Uh,
than the
eh,
medieval.
yeah, portals
Yeah, go on.
aside, like the design as a whole, this scratches a niche in my brain from Lord of the Rings. You know, I like it like I like looking at a Middle Earth map. I don't think it's so interesting for. I don't know. I don't. Not maybe not for children. I don't know.
So what if we take the
well,
concept thereof, so the layout of it, but we change the graphical look of it, so the visual appeal to it. So basically take the same flat map layout with the portals going off, but what if we, the style of it, I change more into the style we're going for between a mixture of set 1 and set 2?
I really
Yeah,
like.
you mean with like more characters with things more exaggerated and such? That makes sense.
Can
Charlie?
you can you go to the other map?
Which one? This
The
one.
second one, not this one. I like this one
There's
too.
two options. There's this one or the storybook one.
No, there was a third one
This
with
one.
the no. There was one with like raised pathways almost. Yeah, this one.
This one.
To me, I really like this one because to me it evokes Super Mario World, where you get to take your character.
Yeah,
And
you
yeah,
can
so
see it
I like
walking.
this one because I'm like I started in MathBreakers HQ. Obviously, it's not a castle, but and you can see your character kind of moving along, and like I can almost picture my character along this path, getting to one of the nodes, unlocking the node, getting to the next thing. So composition wise, I like this one the best.
Yeah, I think that too.
I think this one also looks the most almost accurate to what the game looks like, if that makes sense, with the pathways and the. It's just the trees don't quite look like our game. They look like another game, but
Yeah, we'll definitely not have cubic trees. Yeah, and then we could still
Leah,
do
what do you think of this?
portals. Yeah,
I do want the portals. I do like the portals idea. You could even have one go off into the sky, one go off like almost look like it's going down into the earth. Because we got to do the netherworld, don't we?
that really sounds cool. So I really like that option now, as long as we do the Super Mario thing.
Okay, I dropped out
Yeah.
because I couldn't hear anything, and I rejoined, and I heard Leo actually liked something.
I
What
like
was it?
everything. What? Stop that! Listen, I criticize because I see something that could improve, not because I dislike it. I like everything I've seen so far, except a couple of screens in the medieval thing. But yeah,
But what was it that you? Yeah, could you guys repeat for me what just transpired? Because I totally missed it.
Devin asked what I think about this, and I said I have no opinion on the world UIs because I like all of them. I said I'm a sucker for the storybook representation. I think that fits the children's thing well, but I also know it's very hard to implement well. That kind of like 2D thing that flips and all that. But now that you mentioned the Super Mario thing on that UI that's on Devin's screen, I really like the idea. I probably prefers this over the others as long as we do the Super Mario thing where you actually see your player
Yes.
standing on those tiles and whatnot.
I really like the Super Mario version,
Yeah.
player standing on tiles, and you could have like the player select be the playground, and you could literally click on it, and then it would basically fade this out and fade into the playground you just clicked on, and then you get to do your character in there. So I think this lends itself to like a lot of, it's very visual, it's very tactile. Like I feel like I can touch this world and play with it. So that I think this
Yeah.
is the one that I would
Yeah.
start basing the final off of, if that makes sense.
And as a bonus, I know we are not actively thinking about this kind of stuff right now, but we're gonna have to eventually. As a bonus, this whole Super Mario dynamic is definitely a very good something very good to highlight in a trailer in the first 5 seconds of something to really grab people's attention. That's something we are eventually gonna have to worry about if we wanna, drive wishlists on Steam and whatnot. This is a freebie. If we already like the idea and it's not too hard to do, then that's a freebie.
Okay, and for the character screen, we like this one.
I like this one the best.
What are the other options? Remind me, please.
This one?
What? Don't. I wanna.
This one?
God damn it.
I like
Yeah,
this
no.
one too. I don't like the medieval so much, but
And this one.
I think I like the third one.
They're all cool.
For me.
The third one's probably the best. Yeah.
yeah, this
This
one's
one.
the best. I think, yeah, the exact background may be slightly different. I really like the checkered grass, the numbers on the floor. There's like the icosahedron cage back there, the trees, all that's really cool. I'd probably get rid of the stained glass because it's a little bit too busy. The chairs and the tables, awesome. And I'd probably make the buttons like simpler, larger, more text. But
Yeah, that's all changeable.
yeah, but overall, like this is the one I think we should go from.
Okay, so we like this load-in screen. We like this for the map.
Yeah.
We like
Whoa! That's the character select screen, not the load-in screen, right?
that's character select. No, not
Yes.
load-in.
Okay.
We're missing page 1 basically.
Yeah.
So this is the creator mode, but we're gonna change the. It's not gonna be medieval. It's not gonna look
Yeah.
like it's from something else. So now it's just the main screen, like the very first screen you'll see.
I agree with Leo here on the first. I don't like seeing the kids, especially they're pretty young in age here, and I'm not sure about showing. Like I don't know what characters we should show here, if any. Hex is going to be central to the storyline, and there will be also a few other key characters. So I think it's really cool when games show that in the loading screen because you see like the 5-ish characters that are going to be critical to the game. We could show
What
other things in
about-
there too. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the most interesting? I mean, you see characters, and I think you're referring to like actual human characters, protagonists, and whatnot. But what about like gameplay elements that are more different? like Spikies are your first enemy. You might see, these normal human characters, and then a Spiky. If you're a new player who never played before, oh, whoa, there's spikes in this game. That's cool. It's like literal spike. There's danger in this game. Like, this is not just a children's game. It's not just a math game. There's danger as well. That's cool.
I like that.
And whatever else that you talked about, the millipede, not a millipede. What do you call it? The decimal pede?
Centipede.
The number
Same
pede.
thing.
Yeah, the number pede, yeah. So a number pede would probably be cool as well. So yeah, that kind of like showing the diversity within the game. I think having a story is important for a bunch of reasons. It might not be what's like sells the idea of playing the game the most to children. By the way, I know I realize we're not talking about selling points, as in I'm not talking about selling as in selling the product. Just the idea of like you open up the game and you feel like playing it, right? Just by seeing the main
Yeah,
menu.
I know what you mean,
Yeah.
because that very first screen is going to be the attention grabber. That's going to be
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
I see that's why you put the rockets in the background, because the rockets are definitely an attention grabber. Like, oh, do I get to fly in those? That's cool.
Yeah.
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 I wanted to do a lot more with this level, but I'm not the biggest fan of that MathBreakers HQ the way it is right now.
Okay.
I just wanted. There wasn't one specific level that had quite a few elements that makes it really enticing. And I'm not quite as talented as Martin yet when it comes to be creative with all the tools and stuff. But I do think a screenshot, but it won't be from one of our current levels. It would be like Leo said, bring in elements of a lot of things to show this game is exciting. There's a lot to do.
Yeah, I like that. I like this overall for the login screen, to have a cool screenshot that shows lots of elements with the login. Like,
Yeah.
this composition looks perfect. But then my question is, what does it look like after you're logged in? That looks like that. We have that first screen. So this is the pre-step, right? The login screen, and then what does it look like when you're actually in the game? Is it the same background with load, save buttons, or is it just do we go straight to the map screen?
Well, I was torn between, do we have a whole second screen, or do you have almost like one of those pop-up windows where you just have to click, for example, new game or load game or whatever, guest mode. I think it depends on the behind the scenes people. I can design a second screen, but it depends on how easy it is for the
It actually doesn't depend on.
devs.
I'm going to move the buck again, because it doesn't matter how hard it is to implement. It's very easy to implement these things. The question is,
Okay.
is it easy, and is it the right choice for players who are going to be using it? Is it easy for them to understand what's going on? Are they going to want to play it? It's super important for this to be hooky, right? We want, as soon as people go through the process of starting the game up, we need them to be like, oh, this is really cool, this is exciting, I want to play this, and leave them with an aftertaste after they're done with the session, like, I want to go back so I can get to these other things. And that's why I think that Super Mario Select achieves that. I think that once they have to go through the Super Mario Select to pick their level, that they're going to want to come back to that screen to find where else they can explore to. So now the only question is, what does the actual like load game, save game, or load game or new game? So if you go back to the very first one, again, not saying that we should keep this exact one or maybe having children elements in there, but something like this that's like, okay, you're logged in, you're ready to start. If you push load game, maybe there's a UI where you can load your character or whatever. Yeah, I kind of like the second one better now that I'm looking at it twice. But I don't love the school bus, honestly. I don't know. But I do feel like we need one that's like new game, load game, sandbox play, and you click those three buttons and it takes you to those three areas.
What if you Friday?
Sorry guys, I have to go.
Yeah, I have to go as well. We should probably just end it here.
Sorry.
Devin, this is amazing. Can you take the many, many different opinions you've heard today and make a new document that's only the choice ones, and maybe we could talk about that at a future meeting.
Perfect. Can do.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for joining the stream. We had a very consistent number of viewers the entire time on the YouTube stream, which was 0. So.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we also had a consistent number on Twitch, which was one, which I don't know who it is. I think it's Charlie.
No, it's not me.
I've had it open all the entire time on my
Okay, so
second
it's
monitor.
Leo.
Ah.
Leo's been our number one viewer.
And I followed the Twitch as well, so you have a new follower.
Maybe we should try
You're
TikTok
follower
again.
number 2.
Although TikTok wouldn't have liked that boobies joke that I made.
No, been kicked off.
We are cancelled.
Yes. Oh, Martin, you just reminded me of who you remind me of, and it's the bass guitar guy. Have you ever been told you are like that guy? The bass guitar comedian. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna send you. I think everybody will know what I'm talking about once I share it. I'll share it in the chat. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking on for an extra half hour for this meeting. Lots of good work today.
No worries.
That was a good one. We got quite
It's
a bit
so
done.
fun. Yeah.
Yes. We'll let you go,
All right.
Martin, and
Bye,
see you
everyone.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Urban.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye.
Michael Jackson is without a doubt the biggest musical artist to ever walk the earth, and he is the only one artist holding the undisputed world record for having the most epic and iconic bass lines into his music. Literally every one of his hits has a legendary bass line attached to it, and that's exactly what the recent movie completely dropped the ball on. They didn't tell you the secrets. There is so much hidden lore behind his bass riffs that they just glossed over. So today we're gonna take a magical journey, and I will play 10 of Michael Jackson's most iconic bass lines, ranking them from baby easy mode to absolutely hand-shattering hard. And for almost all of them, I'm going to drop a knowledge bomb on you. Drop a in the comments. Spoiler alert, Michael Jackson was actually a bass player, not in the traditional holding an instrument way. I will explain that wizardry to you very soon. First bass riff, bet.
That's some of the
What's up, slappers? Today we are going on Fiverr again, but we are doing something different. Fiverr is a website where we can find musicians, artists, but we don't care because we only care about bass. So